right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Trading Room, brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy. Hope you guys are having a good time wherever you are. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm just trying to sort out my camera. So let's just do this. Aha, there we go. Thank you so much for joining us again, guys. This happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Jules, I can see you. Tefo, I can see you. SMJ, as always, I can see you. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are having fun. And yeah, we're going to get started, right? A very important week. It's a very important week this week, all right? Because we've got the FOMC meeting that's gonna take place. So we might just talk a little bit about it, but definitely things are gonna be moving, right? So if you're watching your calendar, you will see that tomorrow at 8 p.m. we've got the interest rates announcement in the US. The sentiment is that we're gonna get a rate cut this time around of 25 basis points, all right? That is the sentiment. However, with the previous CPI that came out, it might be an aggressive cut. So hence I'm saying things are gonna move, all right? But before we get started, remember, guys, you can open an account at tdmarkets.com. That's where you can find us, tdmarkets.com. Under account types, just have a look at the types of accounts we have for you, all right? The different specs are there. So just take a look at the different accounts we have for you guys. And also, if you guys have or want more information, you can send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com. The details will be on the chat right now. The website is on the chat right now. The email will be in the chat shortly, all right? But yeah, this way you can find us, care@tdmarkets.com, our website, tdmarkets.com, all right? We also have education for you guys, right? If you open an account and you feel like I still need a bit of training, all right, I understand what trading is all about, but I think I need some training. We do have that for you. All you need is an account, and then send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com, or better yet, you can check us on our account, TD Markets Academy on the website, and you can just sign up and then you will receive everything that you need there, all right? So the website is tdmarketsacademy.com. You can just sign up there, fill in the form all the way down here, and then we will get in touch with you, all right? So yeah, I think let's get it started. It's gonna be a good one. Let me go back to the calendar as we are looking at the CAD CPI, the dollar retail sales, right? So we do have a bit of news that is gonna come out in about 22 minutes time, and it is the CPI from Canada. It is the retail sales from the US. So definitely the CAD is gonna react to the CPI. All right, definitely that's gonna happen. So we might just have a look at it. And see what we can expect from it. All right, but and then tomorrow you guys will just keep an eye on the FOMC. We also do have the CAD interest rates announcement that's coming out. All right, on Thursday we've got the pound interest rates that's coming out, and then on Friday the yen rates that's coming out. All right, so whatever you do, just be aware of this and trade with proper risk. All right, so let's get it started. We've got about 27 people watching us live. Let me just go back to the chart. We've got about 28 people watching us live, 4 likes, right? I think let's get it started while we are waiting for the CPI, right? We'll see if we can get opportunities there or not. But while we're waiting for the CPI, what are you guys looking at, right? What are you guys monitoring? Is there anything that maybe you want us to just sit down and see if we can get some opportunities from it, right? Personally, I've been watching the dollar. The dollar is taking a knock. The dollar continues to take a knot. In our advanced session, we spoke about the dollar and what to expect from the dollar, because it continues to take a knock, right? So whatever you do with the dollar, just be aware of that. We are looking at that, and then we're gonna just go to the euro, because the euro also is taking a knock. You look at your euro pound, your euro NZD, your euro yen. not a euro yen, but a euro NZD. They're taking a knock. All right, so we're gonna have a look at those. So maybe you do tell me, what are you watching, right? What are you watching? What is it that you guys want us to just analyze? And yeah, let's see. Right, standing by. All right, so I think I'll just go through the analysis. We are keeping an eye on the dollar. The dollar is getting weak and weak. All right, I think there's a question from SMJ. With the dollar, it's gonna be worse with the rate cut. Yeah, the markets will free from the dollar and become. SMJ, you hit it right on the head, spot on, right? So just to expand on that a little bit, right? So we are looking at Bitcoin, we are looking at the interest rates, we're looking at the dollar, right? So the basics when it comes to the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is priced in dollar, right? Just like gold is priced in dollar. So the basics there is that whenever the US dollar is weak, then expect Bitcoin to rise, all right? That is kind of like the basics of it, all right? When the dollar is weak, expect Bitcoin to rise. And that has been happening, right? You guys have seen Euro USD be pushing up. Of course, there are more reasons why the dollar is weak, but looking at it in terms of Bitcoin, and there's also more reasons why Bitcoin has been pushing up, right? We know about the corporate interest on the cryptos, right? The altcoins are also benefiting from that. But with Bitcoin, dollar has been weak, Bitcoin has been pushing, it's been flying, right? I like to say it's been flying. Now the rate cuts, we saw the CPI last week, right? The CPI came out last week and I think it's on 2.9%. Let me just quickly go back to the calendar. I think CPI is on 2.9%. It was on the 10th. No, on the 9th, I think. Whoa, on the 11th, yeah. 2.9%, all right? And so what the Fed was trying to do, the Fed hinted that they're going to cut rates, but they just wanted to see how the NFP and the CPI is going to come out before the interest rates, right? This was all planned, right? So now NFP came out weaker than expected. CPI still weak at 2.9%, far away from the 2% the Fed is targeting. Now, if you sit down and really make sense of what's happening, guys, you will see that the rate cut that's expected, two things might happen. Number one is they might cut the rates by 25 basis points, right? 25 basis points. Or they might still pause. Why would they pause? Why do I think they're going to pause? Because now they're looking at the CPI print. It's not what they were expecting. So therefore, they're going to wait and see what's going to happen. They're going to continue with their approach of wait and see what's going to happen. All right. So I personally think that if they cut, they're going to cut with 25 basis points, nothing more than that. If the CPI came out better, like maybe 2.5, 2.2, or maybe 2.4, all right? So that would have been at least closer to their target of 2%. In that way, they would have then maybe aggressively cut the interest rate with 50 basis points, all right? But also you look at the jobs data, it was weak as well. So yeah, you wouldn't want to be in their position, right? So yeah, so how will the dollar react? Obviously the dollar is going to be weak. The dollar is going to weaken. The dollar is weakening right now, and with tomorrow's rate cut, right, is going to be extremely weak. So you can expect Bitcoin to fly. In fact, Bitcoin is flying as we speak, right? It's been flying as we speak. We are now trapped in this consolidation here. Maybe let me just zoom it out a little bit, right? Good afternoon. Is FOMC broadcasted live tomorrow? We are not doing any broadcast on the FOMC, right? But you can catch it on YouTube, on the Bloomberg channel on YouTube. There is going to be an announcement, and then 30 minutes after that, you're gonna watch the press conference, right? And I encourage you guys to watch the press conference. Don't only look at the interest rate announcement and then it's done. Watch the press conference, listen into the press conference, because it's going to give you a lot more than you can think, right? So yeah, so let's do that. So we won't be doing a live stream on the FOMC, but we'll talk about it on Thursdays. Thursday we have a live stream again. All right. Yeah. Good afternoon. So yeah, so SMJ, I'm with you on that one. Interest rates cut. Dollar continues to get weak. Bitcoin benefits from that. Obviously, the other currencies are gonna benefit, but Bitcoin benefits from that. So maybe let's start with Bitcoin. We're gonna start to look at Bitcoin, look at gold as well, because I know you guys love looking at gold. So with Bitcoin, nothing has changed on this one. Remember, we've been very, very bullish on our Bitcoin when it was from that low, right, where it formed this support here. We've been very bullish on Bitcoin, all right, and we've just been providing you guys with updates to say it's gonna go up, and look at where it is right now. So now I'm on the daily time frame, right, and what I see is a bullish structure. So I'm sure you guys can see that bullish structure here, right? You see how price broke the previous structure, which was here. Let me draw a line. So we have the break of this structure there, boom, right, which was a very important structure. You guys can also see a head and shoulder there. So price went up, we have a higher high, right? We've got a higher high. So in this situation, what would I do? I would look at the Fibonacci. And draw my Fibonacci, because on this impulse here, right? The reason I would draw my Fibonacci as such is because I'm anticipating that price is gonna correct before it continues it continues to push towards the upside. All right, so I would look at something like this, where the Fibonacci, and then I would sit and just keep an eye on these levels there. If you look to the left, you will see that we've got a resistance here that was broken, now becoming support or turning into support, right? That is the basics. So now, should we get a correction, and anywhere around here, looking for a continuation towards the upside. All right, so this is the price action and the plan I would have on this. But yeah, Bitcoin, I mean, yeah, this one, the opportunity,
incoming mail,
the opportunity on this one is so huge towards the upside. So just this correction, I'm not sure if the market will correct all the way to the 61.8 or the 50. I'm not sure, because we have this correction that's forming here. So we just have to wait and see. But if it doesn't, then it's all good, right? But over and above everything, we're still bullish on this one. So looking at this correction itself, it might come back down one more time to this low, right? We might see a move one more time to this low, and then we see that push towards the upside. It might do that. It's a little bit unpredictable at the moment, but every time it comes back down to the lows, then we're expecting something
incoming
like this.
mail.
Then we're expecting something like this. All right, so yeah, so Bitcoin definitely keep an eye on it. It's gonna be a good one. We're anticipating it to push back to its peak and possibly break its peak all the way up, right? So yeah, so that's what we're anticipating. Yeah, so SMJ, keep an eye on it. All right, and looking at gold, gold is still gold is still extremely bullish. Gold is extremely bullish, right? I don't know what's gonna stop gold at the moment, especially since the weakness of the dollar. Also, it's adding fuel to the fire. I don't know what's gonna stop gold. All right, but personally, what I am looking for is a correction, right? If gold forms something like this, a correction like this, then that's gonna set up for a very big move to the upside again, right? You see how we are getting these small corrections in between, right? These are also opportunities. I mean, we look at different time frames, but you will notice that on the smaller time frames, you have these corrections that form, giving us like continuations. You see that, right? At some point, we could get a correction that's a little bit bigger. So something like this at some point, that's a little bit bigger before we go up, right? Because this correction is gonna just correct this whole move up. right? So we do get small corrections in between, and this is the fractal nature of the market. So when you guys have time, just Google fractal nature of the market, or market fractal nature, or the fractal way of the market. All right, you will then notice that the market moves in fractals. Whatever you see on one time frame is the exact same thing you're gonna see on another time frame. It's just fractals. So now, in terms of the fractals here, we're anticipating a correction like this, just to continue the move and correct this move here, right? But yeah, so we'll see when that will happen. But as it is right now, we'll just look at the lower time frame corrections and then take it from there, right? There was an opportunity yesterday here. There was an opportunity yesterday right here for some upside. Boom, done. All right, so let's see what's going to happen. So gold is extremely very bullish. Just wait for a correction here. So there's nothing to do much on gold except waiting for the correction. At the same time, tomorrow's FOMC, just keep a very close eye on it. When you look at the USD ZAR, right? When you look at the USD ZAR, I think USD ZAR is going to be a good one as well because of the weakness of the dollar. So USD ZAR, I spoke about this on the opening bell this morning, that it's coming back down to 17 Rand. USD ZAR, it's going back down to 17 Rand, right? 17 Rand. It's extremely under pressure, right? Against the South African Rand. It's under pressure. And so all we want is for price to continue breaking the support zones. So, so whenever a correction forms, right? And then price goes down to break the support zone there. It reflects bearish momentum, right? It's because of bearish momentum. So that's all we're looking for now, right? But this one seems like it's going down to 17 bucks, 17 Rand. So that's USD ZAR. Even if it forms a very big correction, it's nothing but a correction. So this move, there's a huge chance, a higher probability that we're going to get that move towards the downside. All right. So USD ZAR, anybody looking at it, yeah, I think you should be good there. You should be good. Yeah. So do let me know, guys, what is it that you guys want us to talk about, that you want me to have a look at? What is it? What do you guys have in your watch list? What do you guys have in your watch list? Let's see. NZD USD. Yeah, no, look, that one is still bullish. NZD USD is still bullish. All right. NZD USD is still bullish. Let me just, yeah. So NZD USD still bullish. I'm looking for a buy on this one. We have broken out of this structure. All right. We've broken out of this structure. So there's a couple of things one can look at here. All right. So first things first, we have this area of support that price went back to test. All right, so it aggressively pushed up, coming back down for a retest. So we're anticipating a higher low to form and for price to go back to that high there, right? So your impulse, your correction, your impulse there. All right, so we spoke about this yesterday, last night, and we are looking for this. All right, we're looking for this, and the dollar is still weak. So we're anticipating this to continue pushing towards the upside. All right. So I haven't found the traders yet, but yeah, we're looking for some upside on this one. It's a pretty simple one. Right. So one more push towards the upside, and then we're good to go. We are good to go. EuroCAD, there's nothing on EuroCAD. Yeah, there's just nothing on EuroCAD that's happening here. Yeah, there's nothing on EuroCAD. Or at least I don't see anything on EuroCAD at the moment. So I think there are better charts that one can look at, because EuroCAD, there's really nothing much that's happening here. All right, because you've got this price action. Everything is still bullish, but price at the moment is trading inside this. All right, so EuroCAD, EuroCAD, I don't think there could be anything significant on this one, or with looking. All right. So Euro USD, nothing has changed, still bullish. Euro USD still bullish. It's about to complete the cycle, right? It's about to complete the cycle. It's still bullish. So this one, nothing has changed. All right. AUD CAD, I don't have anything on AUD CAD actually. Yeah, I've got nothing on AUD CAD except price is at this area of resistance at the moment, right? So price is there at the moment. So there are two possibilities here, right? It's either it's gonna break or it's gonna bounce, right? It's a resistance. There are two possibilities. So if it breaks to the upside, then we can look at this as our target. Let me do this. We can then look at this as our target there, right? So if it breaks towards the upside, I know that it could be going back to that high. But where it is right now, there are these two possibilities. So all we need now is to wait for our confirmations on this one to know whether it's going to go down, it's going to go up, right? Unless you're looking at smaller time frames. So with smaller time frames, just look for your confirmations. But for me personally, with the time frames I'm looking at, there's this possibility and that possibility. So I just need to wait for my confirmations to see what's going to happen. All right, it's down the resistance. Yeah, but the AUD has been strong. If you take a look at your AUD pairs, AUD JPY, it has been strong. All right, so we could be getting that push towards the upside, right? So let's see. There are two possibilities there, either up or down. All right, apologies for that. So AUD CAD, just wait for your confirmations. That's where it is at the moment. And then we've got NZD Swiss. Let me see what's happening there with NZD Swiss. Let's see, NZD Swiss. Let me just do this. All right. Yeah, this one remains bearish. I mean, it remains bearish because of the cycle. So nothing has changed on this one. We're anticipating price to come back down to this low, right? It's almost there. It's almost there, right? So what is happening here, once this breaks, so let me just do this. All right, so this is how we are trading right now. Yeah, I mean we just need to wait for this to break towards the downside. All right, once it breaks towards the downside, then we're gonna complete this cycle. Right there, right? So it's just a matter of time before we complete the cycle, but everything's still bearish. On that one. All right. What do you think about the core retail? You think the dollar will still be weak? Yes. it'd still be weak, right? Retail sales will just cause volatility just now, but the overall structure, it is still weak. All right, the dollar is still weak. In fact, I think let's do this. Yeah, it's out. Okay, so everything is out. Okay, so that is strong for the dollar here. All right, 31. Okay, so in terms of the retail sales, it came out positive for the dollar here, but overall the dollar is still weak. So this strength just gonna be short term, right? Let me go to a Euro USD. Let's see. Yeah, just could be short term. Could be short term. Let's do this. Yeah, look at the reaction. So any strength from the dollar, it's just gonna be short term. Just gonna be short. So we spike towards the downside, we're pushing back up. So if this respects this area, so we've got this area here, right? That's where price is spiking. So if this respects this zone, then we are likely gonna see a push towards the upside. But any strength from the dollar is just short term. That's it, short term. If you take a look at your NZD or your USD pairs, they're just weak. Just weak. So yeah, so we'll just keep monitoring it there. Let me see. So AUD CAD, Euro USD, NZD Swiss, NZD USD, GBP NZD is bearish. GBP NZD is okay at the moment. Yeah, so everything still looks bullish, right, with this one. So we are bouncing from this. Now if price respects this, then we should continue towards the upside, right? So we're still trading around this. So a breakout of this, then we're anticipating price to continue pushing higher. All right, so a break above this. Yeah, so this one, nothing has changed. That is GBP NZD. All right, GBP NZD. So let's see if this correction is going to complete. We get a break out of that, and then a trend continue towards the upside. Cardano is still bullish as well. Yeah, so okay, let me just go to Cardano here. Yeah, still bullish, right? Yeah, still bullish. We're just retracing at the moment. Right? So it's just a matter of time before we get a continuation up. There's a possibility that it might come back down to this area again before it goes up, right? So as it is right now, it's been pushing up. We are currently pulling back, but with this pullback, there's a possibility that the market might come back down here before it goes up, right? Just to give us this correction. At the same time, the market is still going up, right? So this might just be a pullback before we continue pushing up. You see how it is? So yeah, so Cardano is still bullish, still very much bullish, still bullish. Yeah, still bullish. So GBP NZD just waiting for that structure to break, and then we know we're pushing up, and then Cardano is just moving up. So GBP NZD waiting for the structure to break. And then if you take a look at USD CAD, that one is still bearish. It's still bearish. All right, in fact it went down. So we spoke about this as our target here. It went down. It's about to complete that target, right? It's about to complete towards the downside. So we spoke about this one yesterday, and now yeah, it's about to complete. Now from there, we'll then come back and see if we still have momentum pushing towards the downside, because overall we are bearish on this one, right? We are bearish on this one. So yeah, we are effectively looking for this move down, right? That's what we're looking for. But for now, price is just going back there, and then we'll come back and see what's going to happen there. But the move we spoke about, it's going down. The move we spoke about is going down just there, and then that's it. So once it reaches this area, the setup will be complete. All right, the setup will be complete once it gets there, right there. Yeah, so that is USD CAD. All right. USD JPY, leave USD JPY. Just leave it. There's nothing that's happening here. So with USD JPY, nothing is happening. Leave it. I mean, I think there are better charts to look at, but this one, because this price action is unpredictable. It's unpredictable, right? We are ranging, so there's really nothing much to do on that one. Just wait for it to either come back down here or to go there, because it's unpredictable, right? So it might go there or it might go up. It's unpredictable. It's not a proper trend, so maybe leave it out for now. And euro yen, let me see. So euro yen is going back to this top, right? It's going back to this high. That is euro yen, right? It's going back to this high. There's a possibility with this inner structure that it might come back down to this low before it goes up. You see where it is? It's on this high. So what I'm saying is there's a possibility that we might get a push down and then do this, or it might just go up from there. Overall, it is bullish overall, right? But if it comes back down to this low, then it's going to give us a nice push towards the upside if it does that, right? But where it is, it can easily just fly and then do this. So it's going back to that high there. It's going back to that high right there. All right. And then with pound yen, just wait a little bit on that one, right? It is just here. Okay, now it broke, right? Now it broke. So a continuation towards the upside on this one. So let me do this. Yeah, so with pound yen, it is still trading within this thing, right? Within this thing. So there's a possibility it's gonna go back up to that top there. This is how we are looking at pound yen within this structure. All right, so I guess more upside on this one. All right. What about silver? Silver is still bullish, right? Yeah, nothing has changed. So you guys will see that the direction we've been talking about on most of these pairs is playing out, right? It's playing out. Silver still bullish. Last time we spoke about silver pushing down here, right? Pushing down here. It pushed towards the downside. It never really went down to this low, but it moved down, right? And then it's going back up. So with euro yen, what I'm saying is this: with euro yen, it could give us something like this, right? So let me go back to euro yen. Yeah, so if you take a look at this structure here, this one here, if it rejects this, then it will possibly give us this push down before it gives us that, because it's going to turn into a corrective pattern. So silver did the same thing. It did the same thing by bouncing from that, coming back down here first before it does that. I mean, before it did that, right? Yeah, so silver is still bullish. Nothing has changed on this one. It's moving like silver. I mean, like gold. Sorry, it's moving like gold. You know, all we're looking for is a correction, and a continuation up, unless it changes completely. But with this uptrend, we're looking to trade within the trend, right? Waiting for the correction, a continuation up, maybe something like this, right there, something like that. All right. Yeah, so that's how it is looking. That's how it's looking. Yeah, so the direction we spoke about, guys, right? We spoke about like a month ago, 2 months ago, we spoke about this direction. So the market is moving in that direction, right? It's moving in that direction. So yeah, we just need to follow the direction. But as long as the dollar continues to weaken, nothing is going to change anytime soon. Like your gold is going to move up, your silver is going to move up, Bitcoin is going to move up, and then obviously the currencies with the dollar as the code currency, they're going to move up. With the base currency, they're going to move down, right? So nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. All we need to do now is just to update the analysis, right? Like for instance, if you look at maybe USD CAD or USD Swiss, I don't know. If you look at USD CAD or USD Swiss, we might get things like this. All right, things like this where, let's say, initially we were bearish from this high. We were bearish from this high, anticipating price to go down. Don't expect price to move down in a straight line, right? I think it's a beginner's mistake to think like that, right? Don't expect price to move down a straight, although it can, but don't expect that to happen. And the only reason why you wouldn't is because you need things like this so that you can get a trade, right? So we need these corrections so that we can spot trades. But if the market is moving in a straight line like this, right, you will not really get a good trade with a good risk and reward ratio, right? So it's better if things like this form, if market structure forms, so that we can get a trade with a good risk and reward ratio, I mean to say. All right. So yeah, so all we're doing now is just to update. Remember Euro USD. Remember with Euro USD, we've been bullish on Euro USD from these lows, guys. Right, from these lows here. Right, that is when Trump was he was elected into presidency. Right, from these lows, we knew that once Euro USD breaks this low, let me show you. Once Euro USD breaks this low, it will go up after that, right? So all we needed to do was to wait for the market to break this low, and then at any moment around here, we're gonna get a push towards the upside. So something like this, where we are bearish from this low, we are bearish from this low, anticipating the market is gonna go back to that high there, right? As an example. So all we're doing now is just updating the analysis, looking for trading opportunities. Now, what you want as a trader, you want the market to move in a trend. All right. You would want the market to move in a trend because it is in a trend where you are able to spot your setups, right? Not always like that, but it is in a trend where you are able to spot your setups. So things like this, right? Corrections like this, that is what we want to see. That is what we want to see. All right. Until we complete that thing there. That move there. So that's basically it. Right? So yeah, so we've been just bullish. Now it's about to complete the setup now. That setup there, right? Just like that. Has Algorand reached the support on the daily? Let's see. Yeah, I mean this is the support. That is the support. Yeah, I mean this area is an area of support there. Right. So yeah, so it has reached that support. Although I think it might break it slightly. Right, I think the way I see it, yes, it's a support, but I also see a pattern. I also see a pattern where price might break the support and then go back up. So if you have this as your support, it could do this. Break one more time and then do this, right? Because it's a pattern. So if I'm looking at Algorand, my analysis would not include a support. Yeah, it wouldn't include a support, my analysis. Even though there's a support, but I wouldn't include a support, right? I would expect price to break it one more time, right? To break it one more time. Once it breaks this, then I know at any point, at any moment there, we're possibly going to get a push towards the upside. So yeah, that is a support. That is a support, definitely. Right, that is a support. So we are within the cycle. So we are looking for this move towards the upside. Right. So it could start going up from there. It might start going up from there. Yeah. So that's Algorand. That's Algorand. Let's see. Let me do this. Yeah, it might just break it one more time. It might just break it one more time before we get that. All right. Yeah, but definitely that is a support. That is a support there. All right. So yeah, guys. So nothing has changed, right? Direction is still the same. Still the same. So we're just keeping an eye on tomorrow's tomorrow's FOMC. So this one is gonna be an important one because markets are forecasting a lower rate, right? A 25 basis point cut on this one. Because of the CPI and the jobs data, I don't think they're gonna do a 50 basis points. They're gonna do a 25 basis point, and then you will see the market just move. All right. So yeah, so just keep an eye on that, right? So if you're holding any positions on the dollar, just know that this week we have this week. All right. The pound, the yen, just keep a close eye. In terms of the analysis that you've done, guys, things are still the same. All right. Things are still the same. So just continue monitoring your charts, updating, looking for setups, and then yeah, we'll provide you guys with updates also on our end. All right. Let me see if there is something that I missed on the chat. All right, I think I've answered all the questions on the chat, yeah? Unless there's something I missed, I'm not sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to end it for today. Let's see what's going to happen. Tomorrow's interest rate is going to be very important. Just keep a close eye and then, yeah, apply your risk accordingly. Right, I'm going to end it here for today. Have a good one. Enjoy and cheers. We'll catch you guys on Thursday.